10 into Devouring Blade. That gets us to the Abyssal Echo. So I need to get 5 more points into this to get Devouring Orb, and then we're going to go into Paladin. You really like the faction idea in this game where you can pick between improving drops or joining trade. Yeah, and as someone... So even in... so I never play solo self-found. There is no account found in PoE 2. But basically, I always play as though I'm playing account found. So, like, I imagine that all my different characters are part of, like, a warband. And you've got the main camps with the stash, and they're, like, sharing all the gear that they find, right? So that's kind of in my head. You know, I have to try and role-play it a little bit. So that's kind of how I play it. So I basically play on an account found basis, is that I share gear between my characters, but I never trade. I don't trade in PoE 2, and I don't trade in Last Epoch. So the ability to improve my drops, amazing. I love it. Oh, I absolutely love it. Something really good that... oh, Council Chambers. Let's do this one first. Something really good they did in Last Epoch. Absolutely amazing. There's a lot of good ideas in Last Epoch that I think PoE 2 should take. And there's a lot of good ideas in PoE 2 that Last Epoch should take. So... Though right now, like, while the, you know, ignoring all the graphics and stuff like that, at the moment, I kind of feel like Last Epoch is being a bit more innovative with some of their ideas. In particularly, some of their quality of life. Like, I find the PoE 2 backpack excessively small, and it's not like they're getting you to pay real money for it, for the extras, right? The buying stash tabs, I don't really care about that. It's free game, microtransactions, whatever. But the backpack, if you look at the backpack here compared to what you can carry, this is like double the size of what you can carry in PoE 2 for no reason. I really don't know why that is so small in PoE 2. The crafting in Last Epoch is absolutely insanely good. Absolutely insanely good. But in terms of like boss design and stuff, I mean, you've got to hand it to PoE 2. They've got some insanely good bosses. And boss design. So, yeah, I think I'm not a lover or hater of one or the other. I think it's great that we've got both games. I play lots of different games anyway, not just ARPGs. In fact, I'm fairly new to ARPGs. But overall, I think it's great. There are multiple games in any genre that should share ideas, obviously not IP. And it's great for the player base. The more good games we've got, the better. I just don't have time to play them all. I got so many games I want to play, I just don't have time. Like that Claire Obscure game, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 that came out. My God, I want to play that game. It looks freaking amazing. I've got a Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough to finish. I've got a Cyberpunk playthrough to finish. I'm literally a couple of 2 to 3 hours off finishing Atom 4, which is good because I do a lot of off-stream series on my YouTube channel. So recently, so we're currently in a Far Cry 5 series, and then after that we're into a Planet Crafter series. But they're all recorded offline. Okay, here we go. I don't know, Katie. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think I'm not sure it's an ego thing. I think they have in their mind they've got a design that they want for the game. But because the game's not finished, no game company shares with their players their ultimate vision, right? Particularly not when it's in early access. And I have to say, if you look at the patch notes and you look at their response, now, don't get me wrong, the new season was really bad, right? Nobody liked it. But if you look at the response taken, I would say they've been really responsive. They have been listening to players. I just think, part of me thinks that they've got too much on their plate. Like they're trying to do too much. Because of trying to do PoE 1 and PoE 2, but with not a big enough team to do both. So that hurts. I think I just think they've got they've got a design philosophy that they want for the game.
Greetings.
But I don't think they're encouraging players behind it. And what I mean by that is, for example, the whole thing with the gear. I think that they believe there was enough loot drops, right? Because I don't think they go from one door to the next door to the next door, particularly through the campaign. I think they play a bit more like I play, which is I explore, so I find a lot of gear. And I think the issue is not that there wasn't enough loot drops. There's not enough loot drops if you play to speedrun everything, right? There's this absolute obsession right now in ARPGs just to speedrun. Like, literally, you watch content creators, they're all doing it. How quickly can we go from beginning to the end? Well, you're going to miss tons of monsters, loot boxes, and everything else, right? And that's a good example. So, but there's no encouragement other than those loot drops to go and explore, right? So I think there's just an issue in the way they're translating the vision. And I also not sure, I get the slowed down. I'm not sure they've taken into account the length of the campaign is cool if I'm going to play through it once. But if you want me to play through the campaign every 3 months, it's too long. Right? So I think their vision is, that would be cool if I'm playing No Rest for the Wicked, start to finish, job done. But actually, you want me to play No Rest for the Wicked, or you want me to play an isometric Elden Ring every 3 months, start to finish. Not going to work. No, I follow Zizaran on YouTube and Twitch, and yeah, they were combative, but if you go to the end of that video with Zizaran, Jonathan apologized. He said, you know, you got to take into account, right, these guys, they're trying to release this game while doing PoE 1. They've had way more attention from the community on PoE 2. There's hundreds of thousands of players more in PoE 2 than there is in PoE 1. Vast amounts of pressure, and this guy's at the top. He's trying to manage it all. He's under massive pressure, and they just release a big patch, and it goes down like a lead balloon. I bet that guy didn't get much sleep over the last few days, and he still did the interview. Both him and Mark did the interview despite all the backlash. Not many companies, having had such severe backlash, would put themselves in the spotlight. And actually, I thought it was a great interview. I think Zizaran did a great job. And actually, in reality, that's what I want, because if the discussion is combative like that, it means that we're starting to learn more about what their vision is versus what the players want and how it can then mesh. So I know that Jonathan was a bit he was pretty harsh at the beginning of that interview, but he did at the end apologize, and I think there's many reasons why he was like that, and I think part of it was he's probably exhausted. Part of it was you know, all the stress he's under. Another part of it is that he just, you know, they've got a different vision, but it's just not communicating very well to the players. You know, and as Mark admitted, they'd made a lot of errors. You know, there was a lot of errors, which tells me that they're not having chance to test this stuff as much as they should be. And I bring that back to being they have got too much going on. They physically are struggling to deal with everything they've got going on. Is there anything new coming out? Yeah, so my understanding is, and bearing in mind, I'm not a PoE1 player. In fact, I've never played PoE1. I started with PoE2. I started ARPGs with PoE2, unless you count V Rising as an ARPG. It's kind of a survival ARPG, right? But my understanding is they're releasing a new, or supposed to release a new PoE1 season in June. So I get what you're saying, Katie, and I understand that, but I just think they've built up 10 years of goodwill, right? You know, this is a developer that does have a history of making mistakes, but also listening to the player base and amending them. And I think we have to give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt. And I think we have to, you know, if we try and put ourselves in their position, deal with some of the things they're dealing with. Though they did not help themselves with the release date of the season versus Last Epoch. That was not smart in any shape or form. They made a huge error with that. Hopefully they'll learn from it. They lost a lot of community goodwill. That has to be a hard job right now to be a dev and all your friends. Well, you see, the thing is that they've pitched PoE2 as a different game. And the other thing that we know for a fact, because they've admitted it on the live streams, is that many of the devs are actually shared between PoE1 and PoE2. So when there were all the issues, when PoE2 was first released, and they had a huge amount of things they had to fix, they actually pulled devs from the PoE1 team to work on it. Right, so we know that they're not exclusive. So plus the flip side, Spiffman, is that if you're working on PoE1 right now, you've got a lot more friendly community out there than you do if you're on PoE2. So to be fair, I've been playing a lot. I played PoE2 yesterday, right? I'm still enjoying PoE2. I do think they need to be clear how quickly they want the seasons to be, because if they're going to run with the you know, a season every 4 months, that's a long old campaign. Come here, loot lizard. Ah,
Stand down or die.
got it. Oh, champion. A venomous. This is a new one. Venomous champion. Oh, shit. Okay. Space Spiffman with the follow. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate it. Hope I'm worth it. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're enjoying. But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Also, Nemesis. Absolutely. Last Epoch should have released early April instead of having to delay. Absolutely. I think that was a huge fail on PoE's 2 part. I think it was not a smart thing to do. However, actually, Last Epoch delaying a few weeks gave him a few more chances to work out some bugs in the end. It's you know, hopefully it all works out. But yeah, it wasn't smart to do that and impact Last Epoch. It looked bad for grinding gear games, right? It looked bad. So Spiffman, here you go. In terms of your Nemesis, you've got your thing here. So if I banish this, he will disappear. Take that with him. When another Nemesis appears, this will all change. If I challenge him now, then I'll get what he drops. You can see I've empowered him once already, so he's now a level 2. If I empower him again, all this will be improved. Most likely, that will become a legendary, though I don't know because it's got Weaver's Will on it. And a couple of these will become, like, exalted, right? So we're going to empower him. And then I'll have to fight him one more time. I mean, where we are now, we can reasonably face tank him as empowered at 2. I mean, we're not far off being able to face tank him at 3, right? There we go. But we've put a lot into like life leech and health regen. So I fight every Nemesis I come across, I empower to the max level. And I have to say, so far, and I know the next time I do this now I'm going to flip and die. So far, I've not had much trouble. As long as you don't stand in shit on the floor, then, you know, you should be absolutely fine. I've not found them overly difficult. The biggest thing is a lot of the time you're not getting gear that's useful for the character that you're on. But if you're someone that's going to play alts and have a lot of alt characters, then it's hugely valuable, right? Because you do get excellent gear, right? You're talking very good level gear for those alts. So normally I stream Mondays, Wednesdays and Thursdays because quite clearly this is not my full-time job. As much as that would be cool, but it's not. So that's when I normally stream, right? And that's what I'm streaming this week. I'll be streaming on Wednesday and Thursday as well. However, May is my busiest month with work. And so during May, I can't maintain a solid stream schedule. So I'll be back to a full normal schedule of Monday, Wednesday and Thursday in June, from the first week of June. But like from this Friday, I'm actually traveling with work for 10 days. So next week, I won't be around at all. And then the last week of May, I will also be away, traveling with work. However, I do try and make sure that I've got content every day coming up on YouTube, because I'm able to obviously pre-record it and then schedule it to come up every day. So there's always new YouTube content. It's just the live streams during May. I just can't get it done every day. Or every day that I want to in terms of regular schedule. But that will change. That will change from June. We'll be back to normal. Unfortunately, my job is what pays the bills. But I always leave my VODs up on Twitch as long as you're able to. Obviously, you can't leave them up all the time. And every live stream obviously remains as a live video on YouTube. But I also break them down into 30-minute episodes as a series. So you can sort by the playlist. For what you want to see. So you want to see Last Epoch Void Knight Season 2. There'll be an entire playlist series, and they're in little 30-minute episodes, because the feedback I had from people was trying to watch a 4-hour live stream from the past is a pain in the neck, because you can't watch it in one go. Where did you finish watching? All that sort of thing. And plus, if you wanted to download the video to watch on a phone or something, then another Nemesis, Katie, thank you, I see it. If you want to download the video on your phone, or a couple of videos on your phone, downloading a 4-hour one was not good, but downloading a couple of 30-minute episodes was good. Like if you want to do, you want to watch a couple of videos while you're in the gym or whatever. So even though I stream for like 5 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is, they're all broken down into easy to watch 30-minute episodes. So here we go. So what do you get? We haven't seen the upgrade yet, right? So there we go. So this one, actually, we didn't get that good in terms of the upgrades, but all the stats have increased. So, I mean, that's a lot of movement speed in there with the Weaver's Will. I might put them on for now. It's not something that I... It's not something I want to keep, but because I'm not really that fussed about the haste stuff. But they're good enough for now. Sorry about the business towards PoE 2. It's just among the many disconnected last... I agree, Katie, that you don't have to be sorry. I mean, everyone's got their own opinion, and one thing I respect more than anything is anyone having their own opinion. That's the most important thing, right? That's what makes everything improved, right? Because we have our own opinions about what's good and bad and everything else. So that's absolutely fine. That was just my opinion on. I don't think personally that they're arrogant. I just think they got a lot on the plate. But no, that's absolutely fine. And they were totally wrong. I am fully behind you, 100% behind you. It was outrageous in a way. I mean, we'll never know why they did it. Like, was it actually intentional, or was it they had logistical concerns that meant they had to do it when they did? But either way, no, it was a bad thing, and it should be called out as such. How do I get there? Did I go completely the wrong way here? Maybe I can get this way. So no, absolutely. It was very annoying. I was really I would have actually been playing Last Epoch when it released, because I literally went away. then, but before it actually released. So yeah, I'm with you. I actually meant I couldn't play Last Epoch until now. And the worst bit of it was, okay, so we got to play PoE 2, and it turned out to have major problems. Shit happens, I guess. But I still, from my point of view, I'm glad we've got Last Epoch. I'm glad we've got PoE 2, and it gives us plenty of things to play. Hopefully they don't do it again, and the seasons remain split. And that means we're going to have, just in ARPGs, we're going to have an awful lot of things to keep us going and keep us fresh. Because you're going to get a season, play it for a month or so, and then you'll get a season in another game. That's if Last Epoch can get to their 4-month content release. It's going to be rough because they don't have the resources of GGG, but it'll be interesting. Do they show Nemesis on the map? Sorry. Yeah, they do. So when you go to your mini-map, a Nemesis will look like a small round gold shield on your mini-map. So you'll see that. There's also like a notification that comes up, though I often miss it. But on the mini-map, when you get close enough, you'll see like a small gold round shield symbol. One thing you like about this game versus PoE is unique items make a difference. I would definitely say the unique items at the moment in Last Epoch are better. But, like, for example, I'm doing a warrior run in PoE 2 at the moment. And I'm using what am I using? I've got unique boots. And I've got unique chest. Which is really quite interesting. And it's actually, the way the warrior's playing is actually quite cool. It really does kind of change what I was doing before. But the issue PoE 2's got, a lot of the uniques are just not good. Or just don't do enough. So you're absolutely right. There are some in there. And Last Epoch's in a better place for that right now, without a doubt. At the moment, I kind of feel like in PoE, with the uniques, it's a bit more quantity than quality. And I'm hoping they're able to spend a bit more time and refine the quality that should be there. Oh, here we go. Big boy. Look at that. Temple Guardian. Frozen. By my little big scarab dude. Whoa. He's got some friends. It's a razing strike, I'm telling you. It's pretty solid. And he went down. Right, another one of this. Melee damage leached as health and void damage leached as health. Cool. We get 5 points in it. We'll get an increased leech rate of 20%. You saw a video yesterday about Last Epoch Season 3. Spoilers. Didn't watch it, but it's wild. Season 3 is already being talked about. Well, they were saying they wanted to get to a 3-month season, but was most likely going to be 4 months, which I actually would rather have 4 months of better quality. But I think that's cool. That's great. Right, strike area, third strike leech. Cooldown health gain.